Round 4 trades. We need to get things sorted in our team, that's for sure. So it's another boost week. Leaves us with using 7 trades over the 3 weeks. I only used the one the first week, and then I've double boosted here. And we're in a much better position right now. The trades I decided to go for, and the only one that's a little bit, the contentious one, is that in my 5/8 position. And that's with either Metcalf coming out or Dylan Brown. And it's an interesting week, isn't it? Because it's a tough position in general because I don't want to trade either of them. But which one do you trade? Metcalf scoring well, making a little bit of money at the moment. Will slow down on his money making unless he gets sort of this 65 average up into the sort of 70 range, or he gets a big score in like the 80s kind of thing. Right now he's projected somewhere around the 50 going forward, and if he does that, he's probably only got about 10 to 15k more to make unless he can stick with this sort of 60 odd. With Brown, the news of Mitch Moses being out for sort of a couple of months there just means that he's going to be in control of this team a little bit more. And we know that in the past he's obviously stepped up a little bit more, but it's usually in the kick meters side. And it's a little bit better for fantasy than it is for Supercoach. And really, if I do trade out Brown, I don't change any of my other trades. It just means I'd have more cash in the bank. So I'm still at 121k with the Metcalf trade out. And if it was Brown, I'd be sitting closer to the 350 mark. And I suppose when I look at my side, it's which one of these two, Metcalf or Brown, is going to be in my team at the end of the year. And it's likely to be Dylan Brown. Like, Metcalf started really well. He's got the goal kicking. Does that continue? Or does Johnson take that back? And if Johnson was to take that back this week, then this is the clear best trade out. If Metcalf was to keep it for a bit, they have a pretty nice run as well. Only thing here, he doesn't play round 13. And Brown does. Brown does have a bye coming up in round 9, I believe, and Metcalf doesn't until round 13. So there's a couple of things there. But as I said, Brown is very clearly the keeper at the end of the year, where Metcalf isn't. But my issue at the moment is all my guns losing money. And hopefully he can have a bit more of a bounce back week and actually improve in his general play and go back to the scores we saw from him last year, being the best 5/8 in the position. The other trades I'm looking at, guys, Cleary is coming out for now. I do need to make some ranks up. Other teams might be able to hold Cleary for a few weeks and until he comes back, or at least wait until next week. But I need to get some good scores now. And the trade-ins are going to be Coruscant and Galvin, both making good money at the moment. Levi comes out with Cleary and Metcalf at the moment for Coruscant, Galvin, and then Val Holmes as well. So Holmes obviously the top tier man at the moment, and I want someone in that center wing that can do that for me there in this one. So we're getting to looking at the squad now, and I am going to be starting Liam Henry tonight. I do think that he can get a sort of 45 or 50, somewhere there. If he can get the 55 again, even better, but I'm expecting somewhere in that mid-40s. And I think I'm probably going to play him and Totola at the moment, but I suppose Totola up against the Dogs has potential to maybe go over for a meat pie. That's my only real reasoning for playing him over Smithies, because Smithies at the moment just not getting involved in the work as much. He's averaging 48, but I do think Totola has more chance of getting a try than that of Smithies, and that's where I've gone that way. Coruscant, a good trade in, and just locks in my hooking position, and all the trades that I've made this week sets me up pretty well across the park now. We've got gun fullbacks. We got a really good setup in our center wing. I do have Tuapiki still that's not playing this week and likely is done, and Piakura, but they'll be fine. They can sit there for now. Chan, unlikely to come back as well next week, but we've got enough in that 2RF. But center wing looks really strong with Laybutt coming back. Hopefully he plays this week and can do well against the Broncos, but it's a little bit of a worry. Brown and Galvin now sets me up. Hines and Hutcho, so I've got Hutcho to play next week. 2RF, we've already got Kai Ball. We've got both more. Hopefully can have a good one this week up against the Dolphins. Curran's in there. You should be able to get somewhere between that 50 and 60 mark with some okay minutes. And then, holding Pika or Smithy, so we're fine on that standpoint. Front row forward is set up too with Terrell, Liam Henry, Totola. It's fine. There's no issues there. And then improvements with Coruscant and then Lustig as well, making some money there. So I do expect my team to do better this week and get my first 1,000. Projected to get 1,099. Surely we at least cop that. That's for sure. That would be good. And obviously, at the moment, we're vice-captaining Holmes, given he plays in the third game, and then we'll make a decision on that one there, with then Tommy Turbo to come in and be my captain if Val doesn't go anything crazy. We have a few options to loop, and the way I think we will end up playing it is probably one of our 2RFs will come out for this one. And if that was the case, I'd probably not be playing Totola. And does that work? No, they play the second game. Drats. Who would I not play then? It's a good question. Have to be one of maybe like Fermor. I'm not sure. We'll have to work that one out. But yeah, interesting situation. We could do Tuapiki. Yeah, we could still do that. We'll work that one out. That's for sure. How the first few games go. But yeah, annoying that the Souths play early. Anyway, we'll work out if Holmes goes nuts. It's not going to matter, right? If he gets 80 or something, we're just going to stick with Tommy as captain, given they have the Dragons this week and we know what he can do. So yeah, 3 trades this week sets us up pretty good. Bit of cash in the bank for next week. Obviously, Talangi is going to be an option, like going Tuapiki to Talangi, given his price. Will leave me a bit over 200k, and we can make another upgrade next week if we want to, or if everything goes well, we can keep things as it is. And yeah, like there's no real clear standout buys in the 2RF at the moment. Like I've got Kaipis Paul that people are looking at. You got Finafuaki. Okay, not super excited about him. And then it's really the center wings, depending how Laybutt goes. If he goes only okay, then maybe he's an upgrade target to one of the top tier guns with 200 and something thousand that I'll have. That'll be cool. We'll play it from there. But this week, heading into it, pretty happy with where we're at with the trades. The team's looking good. I'm just excited for round 4 to kickstart and get out of this pretty poor 50-something thousand rank that I'm seeing a lot of really good coaches, guys, north of 50,000. Like I've heard, the Wilfred Z with his podcast there. He won 6-7 years ago now, but he's like 80-something thousand. Got the guy that he's on with is about 90,000 as well. So even the really good coaches are going low, and hopefully it's a big uptick of a week for myself with a few big scores. We're due for our second 100 of the year. Hopefully we can get 2 this week and do really well. Obviously having Roger in there at fullback, I'm happy with that. Taylor May, hopefully a bounce back from him with his 30 last week. We didn't get Laybutt's score last week, so hopefully he can get a nice one. Somewhere around that 60 would be cool for a decent price rise at that, averaging 60 odd at that price. So that's the squad for now. Holding Hines, obviously, and we need a big one from him. We don't want another big price drop, unfortunately, because you're looking at some break evens here. He's at 121. Dylan Brown's at 93. Metcalf's at 26. So yeah, he'll make a little bit more money. Brown, obviously, likely to lose some cash this week. Our center wings, apart from May, all should be making money. And then hopefully holding steady with Tom and Ponga down below. Tuapiki will hold one more week. We'll see if he gets another game or if Chance is back next week. But outside of that, Kaipis Paul, a low one. Fermor should hold. Curran should go up again. And yeah, even Smithies will go up again as well with a 24. Totola should hold. Henry's going to go up. Terrell May's going to go up as well, along with Coruscant and Lussick. So we'll make some good cash this week across the side with Hutchison making some as well. And yeah, hopefully all good. Let me know your trades down below, guys. And yeah, appreciate all you guys coming in for the Supercoach side of things. We're going to be going much better this week. That's the call. I'm confident with it and we'll be sweet. So let's move on to the head-to-head side, which I'm not sure on the trades this week, but I do think we need to, we're ranked like 80,000 or 70-something thousand in that team, so we need to sort that one out and get some wins on the board because we're none from 3 in our head-to-head competitions. So the head-to-head team, we've got some question marks, and just the one trade used at the moment, there's a high chance that it's 3 at this point. Cleary goes out for Brooks, and the reason I'm doing it, even though it's a head-to-head side, I do need to try and make some money. I do need to win some matchups. So it's all well and good trying to hold some guns and whatever else, but I'm none from 3 and not making money at this point. Not enough anyway. So that's the position that I'm looking to move on from. I also have some options in the 2RF. It's a bit of a weird position. Thankfully, I've got a Lokoadu to kind of shore things up, but I'm laying to Tupanua, Piakura, and Smithy. So just players that aren't scoring very well at this point. I'm very tempted to go Piakura to Kaipis Paul at this point. So that'll give me a little bit extra in the bank. And then I'll have, I believe it's 25 on top of that. I'll have 360 available. And I could obviously go Levi to Appy, could be the play. Or we get another center wing. That's the potential options there in this one. Or we hold the boost and just go one of these options as well. But let's just say we went for Jamin Salmon coming out of this side right now, given he's just been fine. And we've still got Burbo as the 2RF dual man. But 660, right? That gets me all the way to someone like Dom Young, which is interesting at 640. I've got 685 in the bank for that one. But yeah, Dom Young could be an interesting one, obviously, to make some money. Yes, against the Panthers this week, but he could still do well. The Roosters are playing well. He's an option for sure. You've got Hammer. I did really want to try and get like Lomax in this team, but I'm about 3k short on that one, unfortunately. Can't get to Val Holmes at 815, but that's fine. Got him in my overall team, obviously. But with Dom Young, you're kind of guaranteed to make some money, at least over the next few weeks. And we know that he can sort of have some dominant performances against some easier teams. We know that, especially with with how he's playing, but the Roosters in general. So you're looking after this Panthers game, it's Dogs and Newcastle, which I think are obviously good ones. Melbourne will be a fun matchup. But then you got the Dragons following that. And then he plays round 13 as well, and 16. Which is pretty cool. Misses 14, but plays 13 against the Cows, who are going to be missing a lot of players. So will the Roosters. But he's a very nice pickup, I think, for this side to potentially make some money. So I could just go Salmon straight to Dom Young at this point there. Hammer's another option, as I said. Outside of that, we could just leave this center wing position. As I said, go up with Levi to, we can easily get him to Appy. But Dom Young, if we get him this week, right, then we're sitting with, I'm pretty happy to play Bostock this week as well up against the Titans. He had a good 70-odd last game. And has some more upside on, that of like Tupanua and even Lane at this point. Hilarious how that's played out, those two guys. But yeah, I do think that if you get Dom Young this week, then, what am I doing with my Talangi next week? If he comes in as an option, is it, Burbo or Strange, one of them to go? Then I'm sitting with a really heavy kind of center wing. As I said, we could work out potentially what's happening with Laybart after this week, if he's going to be the guy to hold longer term. I hope that he is, and the Cowboys have a pretty nice run of matches as well, so that's something to think about. Obviously Titans the following week would be hard to trade anyone like Laybart out in that week there. So yeah, I suppose if you're looking at this position there, if I held Salmon there, I'm happy enough with the center wing. Then next week I could trade in a Talangi if he goes well, and then that would shore up the center wings pretty well without any of these players having a bye in the upcoming weeks apart from Talon in round 6. Obviously next week could be fine on that, so maybe that's the play, just to have enough cover for the upcoming weeks. And we're not sure if Bostock's going to be a play longer term. As I said, Appy Coruscant is the next guy on the list. The other one I could do is Piakura up to like Carrigan. That's a potential option as well. I still don't know. Let me know what you guys would do on this one. Carrigan's obviously a bit more meat and potatoes, 676k. Already got Olakawatu at the expensive price, and it's really hard to go anyone else outside of that. Or we wait till Eli Katoa next week and sort of have an upgrade from a Tupanua to someone like Eli Katoa or Smithies or Pikura, something like that. That's where we're at. If you get Kaipi's Paul and then go up from that, I don't have a heap of cash in the bank, obviously, but could go Salmon or someone like that down to Talangi and then use that excess capital to go from Tupanua up or something like that. So it's a very interesting situation for the head-to-head team. I think I will have to make that extra trade. I really need to get a win this week. That's the theory here. And the way I think I'm playing it with the Vice and Captaincy, at this stage, it's probably smartest to captain Latrell. To Vice Captain Latrell. I've got Chan out, which is an easy one. I could just slot him in, and I'm not too excited on some of these guys in here at the moment, obviously in my starting side. So it could be like Lane or something like that comes out. Yeah, it's probably where... Yeah, we don't really have a lot out in this head-to-head side, but we just need to make it better. So let me know what you'd be looking to do in that side. The first one is, I think, a given at this point. Cleary to Brooks. I don't have any jewels to get up. I don't have a Hutcho to get up there. So Brooks it is. They have a nice matchup this week. He's scoring really well, at least making some money, and it frees up a little bit of cash to make some moves in the rest of the team. So Appy, Dom Young, that's probably where we're at the moment. Hammer's the other option, but I think Dom clearly has the ceiling and should make a bit more money, at least over the next month anyway. And we'll play 13, which Hammer doesn't. So a few things to question, a few things to look at, but that's the head-to-head side. Heading into round 4, let me know your guys' thoughts and what you're doing in your sides, and I can't wait for an awesome round 4.